Tonight I do want to share with you 3 ways to win or to lose with anything. But first, I want to ask, and I just want to tell you, for the women in the room, that as men, and I want to know if you guys concur with me, we are crazy about you. Is that true, men? Are you?
We're doing what?
Except for you. Are you guys crazy about women? I mean, do you really like women?
Yes.
You find them like amazing. Okay, so it turns out women are amazing. Glad we established that. But we talk about 2 things as men. We talk about women and we talk about sports. And the reason we talk about women in sports, well, the reason we talk about sports is because we want to talk about women. And we want to talk about how we're winning with women and how our sport teams are winning. So tonight, as I said, I'm going to share with you win or lose, but let me ask you this, and this is for everybody. Have you ever been in a relationship and someone broke up with you? Raise your hand if that's ever happened to you. You ever lost a relationship? Someone left. It hurt, right? You felt like you lost something. And also conversely, just a little bit, bear with me, they kind of won just a little bit. Not really, but a little bit. Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever had a situation where you broke up with someone? You ever had that? You broke up with the other person. Okay? Well, in a way, that person lost. They really wanted to be with you, you didn't. In a way, just ever so slightly, you won, if we could say that. But in reality, do you know we both lose? We both lost something when we both wanted when we started out. Tonight I want to share with you how to win and create what I would call a win-win solution. Starting with the wins. Now, there's a lot of men in the room, but I'm going to ask everyone this question. And I put a sheet out mostly for the women. I didn't have a lot of sheets. The way to win starts with the letter A. There's 3 ways to win. They all start conveniently with the letter A. Let me ask you, if a woman, I'll ask you guys, if a woman gave you one of these A's, what would you think one of these A's would be that would just make you just be crazy about it? Anyone? And it could be a woman too, if you think you know what the A is.
Affection.
Any A. Affection? Okay, that's a good one.
Attention.
Attention? Okay.
Admiration.
Admiration, that's a good one. Good.
Attraction.
Okay, attraction. Okay, that's enough. Those are all good A's, right? But you didn't hit on the one A that I really think is important. So let's see if it's true. I would say the first A that a man really wants, that he really needs, and don't get me wrong, we do want affection, we do want attention, we do want admiration, that's coming up. But what we really want, and tell me if this is true, is acceptance. We want to be accepted for who we are. We want to be accepted for who we are right now. Not who we're going to be in 5 years. And not who we should be, because we all know we could be doing a lot better. But accepted for who we are right now. If you can give that to us, then we're crazy about it to a certain extent. Now, what do you think would be, as women, what do you think would be the antithesis of that? What do you think would be the opposite of acceptance? Anyone?
Rejection.
Rejection? Yeah, that's kind of true.
Criticism.
Criticism. Anything else?
Judgment.
Judgment. I'm going to go with criticism. Thank you. Criticism is really a death knell to a man. Because what happens is, it's kind of the opposite of acceptance. So what it says is, I don't accept you the way you are, and I think 2 things, one of 2 things. One, either you ask me, why are you doing that? Or why are you not doing that? There can only be 2 reasons, and a lot of times they bring me these 2 reasons, and they say to me this, I know why he's not doing it. Because he doesn't care about me. That's not true, most of the time. The other one is, I know why he's not doing it. He's broken. And I need to fix him. James, how do I fix him? Acceptance. Yeah, acceptance. That's the first one. Second A. What would you think would be another A? We haven't covered it, but no one said it yet. No one said this one. Any other A's coming on?
Affinity.
Affinity? That's a nice word. I like it.
Allure.
Allure. Yeah. Oh, you guys are exotic. I could take you somewhere exotic. How about this one? Let's try this one. Appreciation. Appreciation. Appreciation for what? Good question. Appreciate for what a man already does for you. If you can appreciate what he already does, men are wired, and tell me if it's true, man. If you appreciate what we'll do, guess what we'll do? We'll do more. If we think that, yeah, this works, because we're in it to win it. If we think that what we're doing is actually making you happy, we'll do it. What do you think is the opposite of that? The antithesis of that, what would you think? You want me to tell you? Mm-hmm. Okay. Chronic unhappiness. Not just unhappiness, but unhappiness pretty much all the time. Chronic unhappiness. Which means this, for example, this might happen, and I hope this never happens to you, and I hope you listen to me carefully, and this never happens again if it ever happens. But if a man finds out that he can't make you happy after what he does, and you don't appreciate what he does, you will get this speech. Because men are actually very noble, oddly enough. They're very noble, and they will say this to you. I've been thinking about our relationship, and I realized that I can't make you happy. I'm going to let you go so you can find someone who can. And we mean that with all sincerity. Because we know if we're not making you happy, that's a lose for you and it's a lose for us. Chronic unhappiness. The third one, and thank you for saying it, is admiration. But what really is admiration to a man? Admiration means that you admire something about him, some quality that he has. Maybe he's funny, maybe he's smart, maybe he's generous, or maybe you appreciate what he does in the world, he's productive. And you admire that quality because we know as men, and I think you will agree with me too as women, we intuitively know that a woman can only fall in love with a man when she's looking up. If you are looking down at a man, you can't fall in love with him. Is that true or not? Does it make any sense to you guys, or am I making that up?
Yes.
Right? You have to respect the man. You have to look up to him for something. And it doesn't have to be something amazing, but it definitely have to be something. Maybe it's just a sense of humor, like I said. Maybe it's just some quality that you just find admirable about him. And when we get that hit, we're like, wow, I want to do something in this world. What do you think is the antithesis of that? I know you're all waiting for me to tell you now. I'm tired of guessing, James. Don't ask. Disrespect. Meaning you lose respect for the guy. So you start looking down. You're thinking, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. The way he thinks, the way he acts in the world, I just don't get him. And it turns into disrespect. And when a man feels that, then things go down. And we lose you. And you lose us. 3 ways to lose are 1, criticism, 2, chronic unhappiness, and 3, when you lose respect, disrespect. However, there are really 3 simple ways to win. 1, if you accept a man for who he is right now, right in a second, if you appreciate what he already does, he will do more. And 3, if you can find something that you admire about this man, it will inspire and you will win. And when you win, we all win. And that's how we create a win-win solution.